What's up, guys? If you want to be a champion, you must have all the pieces intact. In any sport, you gotta have the offense and the defense. And if you're weak in one specific area, you're done. A number of sports teams are so close to being championship contenders. They just need that one star at a specific position. Then they can go on to great things. I'm Jason Biondo, and today we present 10 sport teams that are only lacking at one position. And don't forget to subscribe to TPS because we post videos every single day. Every day's a new video, so make sure to subscribe down below. That red button right down there. Click it. I know you want to do it. And a big shout out to Nakai Johnson for suggesting this video. Number 10, Carolina Panthers, shutdown cornerback. With 2015 NFL MVP Cam Newton at quarterback, offense is really no problem for the Carolina Panthers. They have a lethal passing game and a strong rushing attack. They own one of the league's elite defensive players in linebacker Luke Kuechly. But I'm just saying, the secondary was horrible in 2016 and it was alright in 2017. The Panthers sure missed standout cornerback Josh Norman, who left in 2016. Carolina is stuck in a brutally difficult NFC South division, which features star quarterbacks Matt Ryan and Drew Brees, along with elite wideouts Julio Jones, Michael Thomas, and Mike Evans. They really need a shutdown corner to keep pace in this offense-heavy division. Number 9, Chicago Cubs, closer. The Chicago Cubs have fielded one of Major League Baseball's most dangerous lineups for the past few seasons. Anchored by Anthony Rizzo and Chris Bryant, there really isn't a spot in their batting order for opposing pitchers to expose. Their starting rotation is also quite formidable, thanks to John Lester, Kyle Hendricks, and Jose Quintana. So what is holding the Cubs back from building on their 2016 World Series championship? How about a subpar bullpen with a mediocre closer? Sure, Brandon Morrow put up some solid numbers for the Cubbies in 2018, but he also just had 40 saves compared to 10 blown saves throughout his career. If the Cubs can add a star closer, it would allow them to use Morrow and Pedro Strop in more of a setup role. A move like that will transform the bullpen into one of the most lethal in the majors, making the Cubs World Series favorites in the process. Number 8, Denver Broncos, quarterback. It was not so long ago when the Denver Broncos were hoisting the Lombardi Trophy over their heads. It was so beautiful for the Broncos fans. So what's changed since then? How about consistency at the quarterback position, or should we just say a lack thereof? Yeah, Keenum's good. I'm not saying he isn't, but since winning the Super Bowl, watching Peyton Manning ride off into the sunset, the Broncos have experimented with Trevor Siemian, Paxton Lynch, Brock Osweiler, and Case Keenum. Needless to say, each of those experiments failed. Again, Keenum's still playing, he's doing alright, but no. Denver still has stars like Von Miller, Bradley Chubb, and Chris Harris on defense. And there are plenty of young studs on offense that help provide Broncos fans with optimism for the future. Now they just need to find their next franchise quarterback, and then they'll be back in the thick of things in the competitive AFC West, eventually. Number 7, Portland Trail Blazers, forward. The Blazers employ one of the most talented backcourts in the NBA thanks to Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum. They also have Yusuf Nurkic holding down the center position. But when it comes down to small and power forward positions, we start to see quite a drop-off. Rotating guys like Evan Turner, Al-Farouq Aminu, and Maurice Harkless simply isn't going to cut it in the ultra-competitive Western Conference. The Blazers are really only one star player away from forming a big three, and they'll be able to compete with the likes of Golden State and Houston. Could you imagine putting a dominant forward alongside Lillard and McCollum? If they still had LaMarcus Aldridge, we'd be talking about the Blazers a lot more often. Number 6, Green Bay Packers, head coach. The Green Bay Packers have tremendous offense, paced by quarterback Aaron Rodgers. He gets to play behind one of the league's stronger offensive lines while throwing the ball to star wideout Devontae Adams, or handing it off to the up-and-coming running back Aaron Jones. On the defensive side of the ball, the Packers made significant strides in recent years. During the 2018 draft, they added highly touted cornerbacks Jair Alexander and Josh Jackson to play along Tremont Williams. Clay Matthews and Blake Martinez make for a strong linebacking core, while Mike Daniels is a force to be reckoned with on the D-line. So why has the team failed to make it to a Super Bowl since 2010? The reason is obvious. Poor coaching. Mike McCarthy has failed to utilize the Packers' offensive talent to its full extent for a number of years now. He was reluctant to give Aaron Jones the starting job that everyone else knew he deserved. And his team turns into a dumpster fire every time Rodgers goes down with an injury. This team lives and dies by Rodgers, and they got zero help from their coaching. Well, it's a good thing the Packers smartened up and fired McCarthy. Now there's actually some hope for next season. Number 5, Toronto Maple Leafs, defensemen. The Maple Leafs made the postseason in 2017 and 18, but that was thanks to to a dynamic offensive lead, led by the likes of franchise stars Austin Matthews and Mitch Marner. Toronto also has arguably a top 10 in Frederik Andersen, who saved the team so many times. But if the Leafs ever want to win their first Stanley Cup since 1967, an upgrade to the blue line is so necessary. Morgan Rielly and Jake Gardiner have been great offensively, but they're liabilities defensively. And again, they're defensemen, not forwards. The Maple Leafs really need a legitimate number one defenseman who can shut down the opposition. Even the extremely passionate Toronto fans know their blue line is in need of an upgrade. It's gotta happen if they want to take the next step. Number 4, Milwaukee Bucks center. Now, with all due respect to veteran Brook Lopez, the Milwaukee Bucks would really be a true championship contender if they had one of the few elite centers in the NBA. They're honestly doing well as is. Giannis Antetokounmpo is emerging as the next face of the NBA. He's got fine producers in point guard Eric Bledsoe and Malcolm Brogdon. Chris Middleton is an excellent sidekick for Giannis too, but just imagine if the Bucks had a dominant big man at center. They'd be unstoppable. They'd be nuts. We're not saying that they should have Joel Embiid, but I mean, they should have at least chased DeMarcus Cousins in 2018 free agency. Or even rebounding DeAndre Jordan. Not a bad idea. At least I don't think. Number 3, Philadelphia Flyers goalie. The Flyers are always among the NHL's highest scoring teams, but why do they always fall short in their quest for the Stanley Cup? It's a simple answer. The goaltending is absolutely atrocious. The team is loaded with 20 goal scorers, led by captain Claude Giroux, and power forward Wayne Simmons. Philly really knows a thing or two about lighting the lamp. And on defense, we got Ivan Provorov and Shane Gostisbehere. They both get the job done, but Philly never gets goaltending. It's such a shame. Too bad they traded world-class goalie Sergei Bobrovsky. Guys like Steve Mason and Brian Elliott could never get them over the top. And because Philly hasn't found an above-average goalie, they've been stuck in mediocrity. If there's any position to lack in, you don't want to lack in the goalie. It's a pretty big deal. Number 2, Oklahoma City Thunder, shooting guard. Russell Westbrook won the 2017 League MVP after single-handedly dominating for the OKC Thunder. The front office made a beautiful move, adding two-way star Paul George in the offseason to complement Westbrook, and now the OKC has one of the best duos in the NBA. Steven Adams is good at center, but at shooting guard, it's got to be the one glaring hole in this Thunder lineup. Andre Robertson he's alright, but he's not the outside shooter that OKC has longed for to support their other superstars. Getting an above-average guy at the position like Wesley Matthews or JJ Redick, it would do wonders for OKC. But instead, they leave the weakness there, while the fans still wait for front offices to smarten up and acquire a top 10 shooting guard. Number 1, Jacksonville Jaguars quarterback. Now, I don't know what happened since last season, but please don't tell us the Jacksonville Jaguars will waste this unbelievable defense because of their horrible quarterback play. It's just a waste of talent. The Houston Texans saw so many good defenses wasted before Deshaun Watson arrived. Now, I really don't want to admit this, but we can't trust Blake Bortles. This team has a lot of depth at wide receiver, a top-tier offensive line, and a star running back in Leonard Fournette. And then there's Blake Bortles. A defense led by the sensational cornerback duo of Jalen Ramsey and AJ Bouye, and pass rushing sensation Calais Campbell should not be wasted, but it is. Jacksonville's got to find themselves an above-average quarterback if they want to compete for Super Bowls. Bortles, he's just simply not good enough to get him there. I feel bad, but I'm just saying. What other sports teams are only lacking at one position? Join us in the comment section below. Make sure to follow myself and Total Pro Sports on social media. We post great content all the time. All the time is great content. If you like this video, make sure to like it down below. It's just one click, one little tap. Just tap, tap, tap. Just tap it in, tap, tap-a-roo. If this is your first time around Total Pro Sports, make sure to subscribe because we post videos every single day. Every day is a new video, so subscribe. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Jason Biondo, and I'll see you later.